Hi guys, happy new year. It's been a while. So sorry. Some people reached out to me that they haven't seen my videos in a while. Have been going through a journey of recovery so that I can, just become a better version of me. But I hope it's not so late to actually wish you guys a happy new year. Today I want to talk to you about something I titled MAP. It's an acronym, but you can call it the map for sustainable success in the year 2023. I want to share with you some of the things I've been brooding on over time and also applying to my own life and my business and everything that I have to do. So I'll start with the first one, M, which means maintenance. So this year, I want you to focus more on improving your maintenance culture. Maintenance in the sense that it could cut across anything. It could cut across your relationships, your businesses, everything that has, even yourself. So for the first one, for maintenance, let's talk about relationships. This year, focus on being intentional about improving your relationships. Relationships that adds value to you, relationships that are positive, relationships that fuel your happiness level and also accelerate your growth as an individual or as a business. So improve those relationships, maybe your relationship with God, your relationship with self-care. If you're not someone who is intentional about yourself, this is a good time to become more intentional about yourself. Practice a lot of self-care. There's a lot of hate in the world, but be intentional about what gets into you. Be intentional about how you care for yourself physically, spiritually, and also your relationship with people. As an individual, it is very important because no matter how strong you are, you would always need support at some point. Most times the very strong or the assumed strong people are the ones who always will need support. So this year, focus on improving and maintaining those relationships. And then also, as a business person, develop that maintenance culture in your business place. How do I mean? When your appliances are due for servicing, do it. When your appliances are due for checkup, do it. Don't have that culture of just managing. We like to just manage things. Someone knows that something is a bit faulty, and instead of solving it at that time so that it doesn't escalate, they just keep managing it, and then before you know, the damage is beyond repair. So focus on building that maintenance culture intentionally into your business and your team members. Let them know if you need to create a timeline, if you need to create a standard operating process, for checking when things are due for maintenance and servicing and all of that. Be very intentional. And also, if you're someone who things easily get spoiled with you, this is a good year to begin to develop that maintenance virtue. Let me say it that way. Begin to work on yourself. You get a device in another 2 3 weeks is bad. You get introduced to an appliance or equipment to in your business place, or you work for someone and then after a while you just realize the machines are bad. Why should things always go bad with you? If you need to study the manner on how it's supposed to be operated, if you just need to take that little extra attention to details, you would save yourself a lot of problem. And most times these things also add up to your cost of business. That's for maintenance. So the second one is A, which means accountability. So this year, be very accountable. Be very accountable to God, to yourself, in your relationships with people. Be accountable. Don't be all by yourself. How do I mean? You don't think anyone can talk to you. You don't think anyone can actually approach you and say, oh, this should have been done this way and all of that. And being accountable, it doesn't have to do with whether you're being seen, whether you are being checkmated or micromanaged. No, be accountable. If something is expected from you in your business space, don't say because you are the boss, you set the rules and then you play by different another kind of rules. No, if you set the rules, live by those rules. Deal by those rules. So develop that accountability culture. If you want your staff to be at work by 8 a.m., be at work by 8 a.m. It may not always be easy, but you don't need to even say it. They will just readjust because they see that you're always at your decks when you have to. So develop that accountability virtue, whether you're being whether you're being led or not. let it become something that that flows from you from the inside. You're just being accountable. Be accountable that even when you have set goals. A lot of us have set goals for this new year. Someone may not be checking up on you like an accountability partner or something, but on your own, be intentional about it. That if I have set these goals, if you need to break them into monthly goals, if you need to break them into weekly goals and strategies on how to achieve them, begin to do that. You don't always have to wait for someone to tell you. As a business person, become accountable even with how you keep records. If you have been running your businesses without keeping proper records because um, you're the founder, the CEO, and the everything, it doesn't make well of you as a business owner. Become accountable. Have that culture of corporate governance. Bring it into your business. Have things documented. Write things. So just develop those things, whether you're being checked or being led by someone or not. Just develop that sense of accountability. Be accountable in your environment. Be accountable to the people you work for and the people who work for you. If you're the business owner, be accountable to them. The environment you do your business, or even where you live, should feel the impact of you in that place. There is something you can add, no matter how much or no matter how little. Just be an accountable person. If you do business in an environment, be intentional about keeping it clean. Don't spoil the environment with waste from your businesses. Don't make it look unkept. If you need to take it upon yourself as a business to say, oh, in the whole of this place, I want to plant, just a little garden of flowers just to keep it green and look lively. You can do that. It's not going to cost much. So just, be an accountable person. Be accountable, when I mean to the people who work for you, give people what genuinely, they deserve. If people work for you, pay them when you have to. Um, if you think you don't pay them well, within yourself what you can do. So all of those things, just improve on the accountability virtue in the year 2023. So that's the second one. Then the third one, P, prudence. You know, if you look at it, all of them flow into each other. So prudence is saying develop that virtue that helps you make right choices at every time. Develop that virtue that makes you make sound judgment. As a business person, if you want to experience sustainable success this year, develop that prudential virtue. There is nothing about, I know we live in an environment where we think people perceive us based on how we do things. We want people to perceive us as someone who is doing well. But within yourself, in your closet, you alone know whether you are doing well. Some people run businesses. I was shocked when I heard that some people run businesses for status sake. I don't understand why someone would just want to run a business. So as a person, improve or develop that prudential virtue that helps you make right choices, at every time. So how do I mean? As a person, if you know that you are naturally an extravagant person, someone who doesn't think through before you maybe make purchases or before you do things, this is a good time to be more intentional and take that pause. You begin to work on yourself so that you're no more an impulsive person who just you do something and then you're like, oh, I wish I thought about it this way. So, and sometimes it may just be a 1 minute process of thinking through. It may just be a 5 minute process of thinking through. Sometimes it may even be a 24 hours, especially if it's something within your control. If you say, give me 24 hours to finalize this or follow up with me on this in 24 hours, I don't think it's too much for the person on the other end, not to understand with you. So develop that culture if you don't have it. But if you do, begin to improve it. And the only way you can improve is to start being prudential. Sometimes as a business person, you may think you need to fly into another state. You may just be surprised that just going through having those meetings maybe on Zoom would save you a whole lot. It will save you time, it will save you resources, which would add more value to your business than you would have just wasted on airfare or bus ticket or whatever. Think about the safety too. So these are things. Being prudent also means your ability to think something through. If you need to ask 3 or 4 people who can actually deliver a particular service excellently, be intentional. If something comes to me, I know how to, take that pause to say, is this what I really want to do? Is this what I really want to achieve? Is this what I really want to trade for? And all of that. So as a business person, become prudential. Prudent with your resources, be prudent with your decision, with your time. They say time is money, so be very prudential. We live in a time where there's a whole lot of cry around shortages around shortages of different kind of resources. So whatever you use as a business, be if you are a disposable kind of person, this is a good time to say, oh, can we consider another option, something we can reuse, something more prudential for us as a business. If you would imagine you do something that is disposable maybe once every week and it costs you about 20,000 naira. By the time you multiply that in 1 month, you would have been spending about 80K on just that particular disposable. So when you begin to think things through, you find out that um, you begin to make more sustainable choices. And in the long run, these things help, improve the bottom line of your success. So I just thought to share with you three things, that are also going to be guiding me this year, and if you do these things, I bet you find out that at the end of the year, you indeed will have more sustainable successes than you had in the previous year. So, till I come your way again next time, I want you to, put down your comment. I want you to like this video. I want you to share with your friends. If you have that friend who are not very prudent, this is a good time to start in the year and hit it running. So thank you so much for staying tuned. My name is Uloma Ashu, fondly called the Green Conscious Mama. And till I come your way again on the Sustainable Sense series. That's what I'll title this, the Sustainable Sense series. Thank you so much. Bye.